Welcome to Martini time. I sneezed when I was coming here with this drink, and don't sneeze when you're carrying a martini. How sweet it is to be here with you. And I don't drink the whole martini here. I drink it after I finish, when I type up this talk and put some comments on it. And today, yesterday we talked about the ice maker. I hope you tuned into that. It was a great metaphor to work with in order to stop your mind from creating ice mental states. Ice cubes were metaphors for mental states, and the ice cube maker of the mind just keeps cranking out these mental states where you're frozen in postures of anger and irritation and doubt and all these things, and you're frozen anyway, that's yesterday's talk. Today is the Iranian New Year. It's the new moon. In other words, and I think this is correct, at the new moon, I mean, the moon cycles around, and then it goes into a 3-day black hole, and then it comes out again. Oh, it's born again, and then it comes to full moon, Easter, and then it goes, it's dying again, and then it goes through a tomb, womb, and comes out again. Oh, I'm alive, I'm reborn, and oh, I'm full, I'm at the peak of my life now, I'm at the height of my powers, and now, oh no, it's beginning to descend again, and I'm getting to be old, and I'm going to I'm gone. But then I come out, I'm born again, and right. You get the idea? Okay. The moon is the symbol of the goddess Earth, the mother. See, the mother, this was the first symbol of cosmology, the first symbol of God, the first symbol of reality. Man can't get a grasp of reality unless he has a symbolic language. Animals don't have a symbolic language, so they don't give a crap. They are reality. They don't need to know about it. They are it, you see. But no, we have to be able to think about it. We have to be able to grasp it in our consciousness. So we need a symbolic language, and that's mythology. However, the modern man, since the Enlightenment, which ended the Middle Ages, which was an age of mythology, and became now the rational age, where we cleaned away all the mythologies and threw them all out. Threw everything out. Now we got science, clear, rational thought, but we got no meaning. We got no way, we don't have a place in the world now. We're just a bunch of things, marbles bouncing around each other, happening by chance, you see. And this is the dark side of the rational mythology of the Western man, our scientific world. You see, we can tell you how to make stuff, and we can tell you how it's made, but it can't tell you who you are and why you are and what you're supposed to be. So there's a missing link here, you see. So we create mythologies now. But anyway, so I want to talk about the moon as a symbol of the goddess, which is phenomena. Now, in the Eastern traditions, like in India, the goddess is called Maya, M-A-Y-A. And she either hides or she reveals. That's her two functions. She veils, she hides, she removes, or she opens and reveals, or tempts you, or invites you. So you get this. Isn't that erotic? See, that's the striptease. Oh, you can't see. Want a peek? Oh, no, you can't go there. Come on. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. No, yes, no, yes. Drives men mad. It generates the energy like the bull roars. You see? Because this generates energy. It's not this or that. It's you see, the champagne cork, right? This is the energy of life. So this dual of opposites. See, so the Maya, the phenomenal world, the moon, is her symbol because it's a union of opposites. The moon is descending, ascending. It's always changing, going smaller, 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 bigger, bigger, bigger. Light and shadow, yin yang, dark, mysterious, unknown. And yet the moon cools the sun. Now the sun is a sun god. You got the goddess, you got the sun god. Now the sun god, his symbol is the lion. Roars, you see. The symbols of the goddess are the bull, because he has a crescent tusk, a crescent horn. The boar has a crescent. And the snake, because he sloughs his skin, and he goes beneath the ground and above. And he dies, and he is resurrected when he drops his skin. And the moon is dying and resurrected. So these symbols, these great archetypical symbols, have been in the human collective psyche since it began. Because what was the first thing we began to look at with awe? Was the sun and the moon and the stars, you see. This was the first breakthrough of mystery and awe and wonder. Like in Space Odyssey 2001. Remember that movie? That was the breakthrough of awe when this obelisk appeared. What is it? I don't know. There's no reference to it. Just awe, you see. So we're looking about then. We're trying to work a little bit with this symbolism of the moon. Now this descending old moon goes through the womb tomb 3 days, and then it comes out again. This is also a symbol for Christ, you see, because Christ is the dying and resurrected Son of Mary, the goddess. It's all there. And the snake, of course, the Genesis, now the Bible turns this around a little bit, flips it a little bit. There's no goddess in the Bible. All the other religions on earth have a goddess. Not Yahweh, he's divorced. And he's angry. That's why he's so angry. He's always punishing people, spanking his children. He's divorced. He kicked his wife out, kicked the goddess out, made her subordinate. Anyway, but so you got the serpent hanging from the tree of life, which is the goddess, the tree, and there it is. And Eve is the goddess, demoted to a poor, weak creature who sins and brings death and suffering to mankind, you see. It's mythology. All this came out of Babylon. Anyway, so we're trying to figure out why would you have a new year with the new moon? Why do you have a new year when the old moon dies and the new one is coming up? What is that portal? Now let's bring this, let's make this psychological. See, the whole point, the whole purpose, the whole drive, the whole aim of Buddhism and in the non-dual traditions, not just Buddhism, but Buddhism's a good place to stop, is that it is turning the sock inside out. Now the sock, metaphor, you see, we all live in the outside of the sock, which is the external world of form, which is the goddess. We're all living in the goddess, in the sense that the phenomenal world is a womb of form, and the goddess is the goddess of form. She makes form. She gives birth to form. She takes it back. She gives birth, she takes it back. Even Mary, in the Christian symbolism, Jesus comes out of Mary, and there she is at the cross, to catch him when he dies. So he goes back through Mary to the Father. So Jesus, the Christ, comes out of Mary and goes through Mary out of the womb to atonement with the Father. So there's the key. Now the Son God, you see, is eternal light. It doesn't change. It's eternal light. The moon is changing light, reflected light. In fact, it reflects the light of the sun. It reflects the light of the sun, you see. It's changing light. But the Son God, the lion's roar, is eternal light. So this has always been the symbol of God in the sense that it's eternal. And it's the source of light, the source of life, you see. But it's way off there, you see. The moon is tangible. The moon is form. So we can also hug and love the mother and play with the mother and the form, but then the Father is off there, you see. Transcendent. Okay, so you got the immanent Lord. The immanent would be the goddess, and you got the transcendent, which is the sun and the light, awareness. So now, when we turn the sock inside out, now we're talking psychological. Now we're talking inside me, inside you. See, that's, and not inside me like a psychologist would do, because the psychologist looks at you as part of the outside world. He's not inside you. Inside you, like you're inside a room looking around. He's outside trying to figure out what's in your room. But when you turn the sock inside out, you're inside. Now your inside is outside. You turn yourself inside out in these non-dual traditions that are searching, that want to have union with the Son God. You see? So if I want to have atonement with the Father, if I want to be one with the Father, like Jesus says, the Father and I are one, if I want to do that myself, you see, no one else can. In Christianity, only Jesus can do that. If you do it, you're going to get crucified, because Jesus can do it. You can't do it. You can't be one with God. Who do you think you are, Jesus? And even Jesus got crucified when he said that. So that's like, no. So you don't want to go through that door. You don't want to go through that tomb wound. Now, how do you get through it? You see, now you got these opposites. And in all the mythologies, the hero has to go through the pairs of opposites. Odysseus. How does he get home? He has to go through the Scylla and the Charybdis. In all the mythologies, the hero has to go through. Even Moses had to go through the Red Sea. The opposites. The mother. The pairs of opposites. Big boobs. 2. The mother comes in 2. Even Noah's Ark, all the animals came in 2. It's a metaphor for the mother. The mother comes in 2. And it's always ambiguous. So which one you want, kid? See? I don't know. You see what I mean? So when a woman exposes her 2, the male eye just goes right through. You just want to go right through that cleavage. It's like a magnet. It's symbolic. It's archetypal. It's in the psyche. So how do you get through the 2 to get to the 1, you see? Well, first of all, you have to want to. You have to want to leave the world of form. The teeter-totter world of this and that, up and down, good and bad. You want to have to transcend good and evil, which is the moral pair of opposites. The moral pair of opposites is that's good, that's bad. Choose good. Everything is divided into good and bad values, you see, positive and negative. So you choose the good, but you can't get through the pair of opposites of good and evil, the Scylla and the Charybdis, the 2 boobs. You can't get through by choosing one or the other. You see, so you can't get through by choice. You have to get through like a battery. Now, I hold this up an awful lot, and it's just keeps on giving. This is a metaphor for the pairs of opposites and the new moon or the womb tomb through which you have to go. You have to slip through when nobody's looking. Now here's the positive and here's the negative, you see. Here's the Scylla and the Charybdis. Here's the two boobs. Now when the battery holds them together as one, that is two, but it's one, it creates a energy. Wow, 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 wow. It contains energy. It's bottled energy. And that's the energy of yes or no and yes. You see? That's energy. Yet no, yes, no, yes. You see? That's erotic energy that we experience with the striptease or in the bedroom or on a date. Every young man, every couple goes through this game of how far can I go? Oh, you touch that. Okay, you can touch it. Oh, don't go. No, don't go past that. And in the workplace, men are all getting screwed up because they misinterpret the signals. You see, and you get that, was it this or was it that? Oh, I don't know. I'll just choose that. No, it wasn't that. So this is a metaphor or a symbol of the Scylla and Charybdis that Odysseus has to go through. So you go through it by not choosing, by holding them both at the same time. So when you're caught in try to tie this up now, when you're caught in a dilemma, a moral dilemma, if you want to go there, of both sides are good. What do you do when the choices are of equal value but opposite? The romantic stories are all made up. The girl's got two beaux. Which one's he's Mr. Right and he looks like Mr. Right too. And then she can't choose. They have equal value. She goes to a friend. Whichever one she chooses, she'll regret not choosing the other one. Wow, she can't choose. So the way out would be to marry them both. But anyway, so what we're looking at is a psychological place the place in our life where we are confronted with a double binding dilemma. A double binding dilemma is when we have a situation where we can't choose. And our mind goes into a feedback loop, wow, and it becomes a panic attack. We're frozen. We're paralyzed. I can't choose. And so somebody has to come in and choose for me. I get this all the time when I'm confronted with a box I've never opened. You know, this is my little neurosis that I love playing with, and I can't. Do I pull that? Do I pull this? I don't want to break it, and I can't find it. And I go, wow. And my wife will come in and say, oh, boop, and it opens. It's kind of like that, you see. So you get through the new moon, you get to the new year, you get to the sun god of awareness that doesn't die. You see, this is life and death of the moon. Sun god is eternal, doesn't die, eternal life, eternal light. You see, you get the parallel here. Eternal light, sun and moon, life and death, dying and resurrection. We all want to get there. Except in Christianity. Well, Christianity doesn't tell you that you can go through the portal, you go through the church. You see, the church is a womb, the church is the mother church. You stay in that church. You don't go through that and get and identify with the sun god. That's mysticism or Gnosticism or Eastern tradition. In Christianity, you get a relationship with the Father, but you stay in the goddess. You stay in the church. You don't leave the church. Church doesn't want you to leave. That's why there's no exit. You see. So after death you can go, but in life, no. You got to stay in there, you see. No exit. So anyway, we're looking for an exit in this symbology of the moon. The new moon is that dark hole when the old dies and then before the new one's born. It's an intermediary state. It's a portal. That's neither this nor that. So we're looking for that portal, and the portal through the goddess, out of the womb, into a new birth of awareness and creativity and joy, you see, is going through that portal where you don't choose which boob. You just let the opposites stay there. You just You just suspend choosing. You just suspend needing to know. You just suspend the need to be certain. You suspend the need to be right. See, we can't do that. You're on Facebook. I got to be right, and I'll fight to the end till my opinion is right, you see. Yeah, back and forth, you see. So we have to suspend that need, that urge to be right, to be on top, to be the winner, to be the one. We have to suspend the urge to be the one. We have to suspend the urge to be with God. We have to suspend all urges when we have two choices that are equal. That's the portal. When the choices are like this, oh, this is really good, but that's crap, well, we choose that. But when they're like that, you see, there's no choice. What do? Well, normally we go to an authority and let them choose. Or we have a nervous breakdown, or we drink a lot of martinis. So you can avoid choice that way, you see. So we're looking at the portal to awareness is through the pairs of opposites, which opens. It opens and lets you through, but you drop out. You drop through. You don't walk through. You don't choose to go through. You suspend the need to be right, the one. You suspend everything. Now, of course, that's an ego suspension, because the ego lives on being the one, on being right, on being the chooser, on being on top, you see. That's what the ego does. So when that is suspended, and you don't act from the ego, you just spontaneously, one day, one time, one moment, fall through the portal, like into Alice in Wonderland or Narnia. You fall through the door, and you wake up reborn with full awareness of the sun and yourself and life, and you're joyously awake. And that's the new year. Thanks for dropping in.